What's up guys, today I'm taking a look at the Zhenwei CRS100 Foam Dart Sniper Blaster. This blaster was sent to me by the retailer Monkey Mods, and by the time that I put this video out on Sunday, they should have stock of these finally. I'll put a link to it down below, and just remember, anything you buy on Monkey Mods site, you can save 5% with the coupon code BRAD. Monkey Mods will also be including a free upgrade spring with the blaster that I don't think anyone else will be. The CRS100 is a pump action and bolt action mag-fed Nerf sniper style blaster, capable of either 200 FPS or 300 FPS, depending on which spring and barrel you install. It also has some unique features like a self-closing bolt, as well as a lock that prevents the bolt opening when it's empty, and it has an air volume that's actually larger than an M20 construct. In this video today, I'll start out with an overview of the blaster itself, then I'll move on to a chrono test and an accuracy test. I'll put time codes down below if you want to skip ahead to any of those parts. Let's get started with the overview. Okay, so the first thing I should probably tell you is that this blaster actually comes completely disassembled and the instructions are all in Chinese. There are pictures, but unless you can read Chinese, you're going to have a bit of a hard time putting this blaster together. However, Monkey Mods on their YouTube channel, and I'll link this down below, have actually got a 45-minute installation guide that's all in English, and that's what I followed to try and put this together. It ended up only taking me about 40 minutes because I skipped ahead in the video, but basically the blaster is completely held together by screw pins, so it's a pin with a thread on the other side that you fasten with an Allen key. There's lots of individual kind of blocky pieces that you slot in and then push the pins in to lock them together. But now that the blaster's assembled, let's get on with the overview. The CRS100 comes with a 35cm long 16mm OD, 13mm ID aluminium barrel. The one that I've got in here currently is a Monkey Mods 45cm of the same, but it's worker spec, so any of the past worker barrels will work in this blaster. I just want to point out though that Monkey Mods don't include this 45cm barrel. All you get with the blaster is this 35, which if you want to use the upgraded Monkey Mods spring that Monkey Mods do include, I would highly recommend getting this barrel as well, because it bumps the FPS up to 300. The barrel is a simple friction fit in with that 16mm outer diameter. There is a screw on the bottom of the blaster you can fasten that barrel in with, but I don't think it's actually necessary. The retention of the barrel is so good that it'll never come out unless you actually pull it out. At the loading end of the barrel, it is flared to allow the larger bolt to go in there, just like any other worker barrel. So if you are looking to get an upgrade barrel for this, don't just shove some brass in there and expect it to work. The pusher does actually seal into the barrel itself, and it needs to be wide enough for that pusher. Up the front of the blaster, you have a completely optional aluminium sling point, as well as a second one at the rear. Completely optional, same as the side Picatinny rail. That's just 3 screws that's completely optional, you don't have to install it, but I prefer the look of it with it on. At the bottom of the front of the blaster, you've got a small bit of Picatinny to attach your front shotgun grip. It comes with an angled foregrip which really doesn't attach very securely, so I wouldn't recommend using that at all. Also included in the box though is an orange shotgun grip, which I would definitely recommend over that angled one. It attaches a lot more securely, but a downside is you can't use these side Picatinny rails. So what I've gone and done is I've got my own vertical grip, which allows me to use those side Picatinny rails with it. You can cock the blaster either with the shotgun grip or with the side bolt action. The bolt action is ambidextrous, one on each side, and it simply screws in, so that's completely optional as well. You don't have to have the bolts on if you don't like them. Another interesting feature with this blaster is there's a return spring inside which automatically closes the bolt for you when you load a dart. That has the added benefit of keeping the bolt closed even when you angle the blaster upwards, so that you don't accidentally load a second dart. On either side of the priming block inside the blaster, there's linear bearings which ride against the plastic itself, which makes cocking the blaster very smooth and easy. An entirely optional feature when you first assemble the blaster is you can choose to put this metal gravity actuated lock in that when the mag is empty, it won't let you open the bolt. That just prevents you from loading no darts and dry firing the blaster. Also gives you feedback of when you're out of ammo. The magazine can easily be removed with the bolt closed, so what you want to do is load up another mag, chuck it in there, and then you'll be able to open the bolt once again. But as I said, that feature is completely optional and you don't have to put that metal piece in. Now, in order to have that bolt lock feature, they did have to go with a proprietary magazine. This is very similar in size to a real steel 5.56 magazine, and in fact this stand that I'm using for the blaster right here is designed for a 5.56 M4 gel blaster. This also allows for a side magazine release, just like a real Armalite rifle. If you don't like the proprietary magazine though, Monkey Mods will be stocking a Talon magazine adapter, so you'll be able to benefit from the smaller form factor and the higher capacity of Talon mags. The mag release, the safety, and the trigger are all made of plastic, as well as the clear parts of the blaster. Everything else is made of aluminium. The safety is a little janky, but it does work. With it on safe, I can't pull the trigger. With it on fire, I can. And the trigger being plastic, it doesn't actually have any flex to it because the catch plate has a roller on the bottom. Speaking of the catch, I found that the pin that holds the roller in is a little bit too loose and kept falling out. So what I ended up doing to solve the issue is simply filling both sides of where the pin goes in with epoxy, and that solved the issue. Something else I'll let you know is that my particular unit shipped without any catch springs. Once I let them know, they did send them separately, and once I installed them, I actually found out that it works better without them. This is the first high-powered Springer that I've ever used that doesn't need a catch spring to work, and it's actually made less smooth of a prime by using one. Even with the heaviest spring installed, and shaking the blaster upside down, that catch isn't letting go. Gravity alone is enough to actuate the catch. You don't need a catch spring. Measuring from the port in the side to where the piston O-ring rests gives it a volume of 131 cc's. For reference, a Sabre M20 is only 121 cc. A Caliburn is slightly more at 146 cc. A Worker Swift is only 107 cc. And all of the Dart Zone and Adventure Force Pro blasters are tiny in comparison at only 57 cc's. The piston as well as the cylinder head are both double O-ringed for a great air seal. The blaster comes with its own lubricant, which I used, and that's all of the results in this video are from the provided lubricant. There's also quite a bit of padding in there to prevent any damage from dry firing, and also to help dampen sound. The stock is spring-loaded and completely adjustable to 3 different positions depending on how long your arms are, and despite how annoying the blaster is to assemble, the spring is actually quick changeable by just removing the 3 pins and removing the stock. The blaster ships with a 1.5 spring, which is equivalent to about a 6 kilogram spring, and it shoots an average velocity of 197 out of the box. Monkey Mods throw in a 2.0 spring if you buy from them, which is equivalent to about a 14 kilogram spring. This averages 276 feet per second with the stock barrel, or 297 average with the upgraded Monkey Mods 45cm barrel, which is not included. If you happen to buy the blaster in China, due to the local velocity laws in China, it comes with a 1.2 spring there, which is equivalent to about 3.5 kilograms. That gives it an average of only 88 feet per second. It doesn't come with that weaker spring anywhere outside of China though. However, I managed to get one just to test. Alright, that pretty much covers the overview. Let's head outside to the Battle for Waterloo Gel Blaster field and do the chrono test and the accuracy test. Last week I put out a video about the Battle for Waterloo skirmish field, so if you haven't checked that one out, I'll put a link to it down below as well. For this chronograph test, I'll be using the highest velocity configuration, 14 kilo spring, 45cm Monkey Mods barrel, which is sold separately, and I'll be using the latest version of worker darts. Okay, so on a 14 kilogram spring with the 45 centimeter Monkey Mods barrel, got a high of 303, low of 291, and an average of 297. The variation was only 12 FPS between lowest and highest number, which is fairly consistent. So now, also at Battle for Waterloo, I'll do an accuracy test. I'll be using the new bearing scar barrel that I tested a couple of weeks ago, shooting from 30 meters away at a 1 meter diameter target. A nice grouping for the CRS 100, all landing in the top right quarter of the target. Let's head back home for some final thoughts. The Zhenwei CRS 100, available right now at Monkey Mods, can easily shoot either 200 FPS or 300 FPS, depending on which spring and barrel you install. It is kind of annoying that you have to assemble it all yourself, but it does make it only $10 more than a Worker Swift, and it has higher performance than a Worker Swift. You also get additional features like having both a bolt action and a pump action that you can choose from. You have a return spring in there to close the bolt and hold it closed for you. It has a larger air volume than a Worker Swift by quite some margin, and you also have that bolt lock on empty if you choose to install it. The only downside is out of the box it's not compatible with Talon mags, but Monkey Mods will be stocking the adapters so that you can use them. In closing, I'd have to say if you're looking for a step up from 3D printed Nerf in terms of quality without sacrificing on performance, and you don't mind sitting through a 45-minute video from Monkey Mods learning how to assemble this thing, this is a great, affordable option for anyone who wants a high-powered springer. Don't forget when you buy this from Monkey Mods, you get that extra spring for the higher power, and don't forget to use that coupon code to save yourself some money. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribed and like and dislike and all that kind of stuff, although I think they're removing the dislike button soon. Comment down below any questions you have or any comments, and I'll see you on the next video.